day of the tour. Hiya Clive, first day of the tour, you wouldn't believe it. It's Okehampton. It's nice. So we pick a day where it's dead. It really is. It's so quiet. Oh my god. I think I've made a mistake in the first location. I've made a mistake. This is extremely quiet. But even when it's quiet, you still get people that are interested. So that's all good. So this is Lisa. Yeah, sorry. What it is, I've got my microphone. I'm sure audio's okay now. My microphone is on the front of the camera. It's a directional microphone, and when I get behind, you can't really hear that well. I need a microphone splitter so that I can wear my lapel and have this at the same time. Hopefully you can see me, but now I can't see you guys, but that's okay. So yeah, this is Okehampton. It's a gorgeous day, absolutely gorgeous, and it's day one. I'm just trying to reposition my hands. Am I planning on telling the truth? Not your truth, certainly not. Yeah, your truth is all full of make-believe. No, I'll stick to facts that we know, facts that we can observe. Okay?
So there wouldn't be a south pole?
No, it's basically the south would be pointing the opposite way from wherever north is. So that could be in any direction depending on where you are to the north, because the compass always points north.
Why does this matter to you?
Well, I mean, I just think this is where we live, and
Hiya, Adam.
I know where we live and where our place is.
Yeah, so we started off, for those who've just joined us, this is day one of Okehampton. Sorry, day one of the Euro Tour, and we're in Okehampton. I wanted to start off in a not too busy place, and yeah, we certainly got it, because it's really quiet. I'm quite surprised. It's normally, I mean, there's plenty of traffic coming through, but there's no footfall, there's no pedestrians. Still, we've started, we're out. It's as you can see, I've still got the same banner. My new banner hasn't arrived yet. It should arrive today, my new banner. So I have to stick with my old one for today. I wasn't going to let us all down just because my banner hasn't arrived. My flyers haven't arrived, my stickers haven't arrived, nothing's arrived. Everything's meant to arrive today. So fingers crossed that when I get home, everything will be there waiting for us, and we can prepare for Bridgewater and do it properly. So we've got a few people that's starting to, or rather, a few people.
And the sun, say it's like here on the horizon.
Lisa's expertly talking to them.
And it's in full, so it's not really set at all. So there's kind of like anomalies that just don't make sense. Nobody can really like explain them.
I don't feel like that last one, but I'll trust you.
Yeah. Well, there's a piece of footage I've seen recently. I think it's from Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, where they say that you have to have 4 different conditions in place to be able to see this, because it's not like something you can see all the time. But you have to be at high altitude and cool, clear, and warm conditions. And you can zoom into the sun to the point where it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where you would have expected it to have set by that stage, and it hasn't. And it gets to the point where it just disappears before it sets. And it's incredible. I only saw this recently, but...
So what do you think happens to the sun?
Okay.
You do a left turn there, and then you carry on going, and there's a Simmons Park, it's called. All right. That's interesting. Is that a flat Earth man in a van? Could be. Yeah, maybe.
Nobody knows exactly how it works, but basically the sun would be doing the motion and the sun would be smaller. We're taught that the sun is larger than the Earth and much further away, but actually it could equally be that that the Earth is much closer to the Earth and the sun is much closer to the Earth, and much smaller. So.
Have you heard of any of this before?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. Sort of thinking more.
What I found interesting was what you just said about the sun. Is that it's really hard for me to believe that statement, what she just said. But having said that, I didn't realise that there was no actual proof of the distance of the sun. There is not. It's just stories. There is no proof. And once you find out that a lot of science that we've been taught at school, you'll find out that they were just stories. They didn't have any backup, nothing to back it up. I mean, when did you actually ask your teacher at school and that and say, okay, can you prove the existence of gravity? Like they just drop something on the floor and say, yeah, that's it. But that doesn't explain to you, well, why is it dropping on the floor? But you're told stories, but they never had any proof, no scientific proof for all of these stories that you were ever told about gravity.
So you don't think gravity is?
No, I know exactly what it is. It's just density and buoyancy and electromagnetism. I'm comfortable and happy with that. That perfectly explains why things fall down, why helium balloons rise, and because they are light. I mean, we know the answers to this. They are lighter, less dense than the air around it. So helium balloons go up, you go down because you're heavier than the air around you. Makes perfect sense, but you can't prove that there is a magical force of something pulling you to the floor. That can't be proven, and it's never been proven. Now, I didn't realise it had never been proven, but that's fact. It has never been proven. And most people think of Sir Isaac Newton's gravity, but most people don't even know that that's old news. It's meant to be special relativity. The bending of time and space. That's what your new gravity is meant to be. So, which is a concept, just a mathematical concept. So things fall down because of the bending of time and space. That means nothing to you. It means nothing to me. So yeah, these are things that we were never taught at school.
Of all the
I've caught you a few times. Are you okay? Or?
Yeah,
you're fine. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
of the most important of conversations, would you say this is up there for you in terms of the importance of truth? Would you say that this is
yes,
at the top?
Yeah, right at the top. I feel as though, look, this has to be the biggest lie in the world. It has to be the biggest lie. I mean, you think of what it would take to keep this at such a secret. So it has to be the biggest. Now, if we kind of unveil this one, then all the other lies and all the other things that are going on around the world, that'll all come tumbling down after this is uncovered.
You think they're related, like the politics?
Yeah, well, because the controllers, the people that are putting this show on for us, I mean, because it is a show, I mean, like NASA in space, it's just a film, it's just a show for you. It's to keep you all indoctrinated to believe that you live on a ball spinning 1,000 miles an hour with water on it, which can't be proven. That's just, it's just a film on TV. That's all it is. That's all you ever see. There's no proof. We see rockets go up, and then we see them bend over, and we see them come back down. We don't see a rocket go up and then just go out of our perspective, or just keep going up. We never see that. And they'll kid you and turn around and say, oh, it's because it's going over, the curvature of the Earth and it's going down. No, it's not, because we can still see it. We can't see objects that far. So if we can see something in the sky, then it ain't that far. So when it's going back down and you can see it, it isn't that far. So it isn't going, over the curvature of the Earth. It's actually just going back down. So yeah, rockets, space. No one's been up there. So all we're doing today is we're just trying to get people to go to a couple of websites, check out some information themselves. You seem open-minded enough. You're here. You're taking an interest. Be more open-minded enough and check out some films and make your own choices about it. Did you give him a card?
Yeah, I got one.
You got a card. Brilliant. There's an app there. It's great. If you download that app, you can get. It's got all the questions and all that. It's got some videos on there and everything. It's just a fantastic
What was
app.
the name of that first guy? Eric?
Eric Debay, 200 proofs the earth not spinning.
Okay. Because for me, in terms of truth, for me, because I'm a Christian,
Okay.
I would count, because I think creation is really important. I think it's good to know what we consider to be truth. But for me, I'd say the most important truth would be a historical one about Jesus.
Okay.
And whether or not what he said was true, and whether or not everything that happened around him was true. Because according to my understanding, if what he said was true, then even whether or not the Earth was flat or round, at some point it's going to end anyway, and there'll be something after that.
Well, there's so many references to the Earth being a plane, a flat stationary plane. There's so many references within the Bible. They talk about the firmament, what's that, heaven, skies above.
I do, yeah.
So they talk about that, and it's like, what do we cherry pick the Bible, or do we? And I 100% believe that there is something more up there. That heaven could be up there. I'm an agnostic because I feel like I don't have a calling for God or anything like that yet. I'm open-minded to it. But I'm on the fence. If all the things in the world that I don't know, it has to be at the top of my list. I just don't know. But there's an awful lot of people within globalized, flat Earth. There's an awful lot of people that, they read the Bible. They believe in God and Jesus, and I'm just. I'm not an advocate for it because it's just something I don't know, But I need to research a little bit more on that. I think, So yeah, it's. Any other questions have you got? Do you think? Have you got?
My question is, why are we being lied to?
Yeah, I'd love to answer. That's a really good one, and lots of people. It's almost the first. It's at the tip of the tongue. First one to ask that question. You have to ask a liar, the person who's lying. You have to ask him why, because I can't answer for you to why you put that jumper on today. I just don't know. I have my guesses, but they really are my guesses. There could be the fact that there is more land further on past Antarctica. There could be hiding God, heavens above. They could be hiding God, and NASA as a control, to stop people from knowing God. And you could probably know him, but he's up there. And so that's one of the reasons. Money. Why is money control? NASA gets £53 million per day.
A day?
A day.
Wow.
Can you think of all these people at home that's on the streets? And so there's millions of people waking up to this right now and knowing that they don't live on a ball. It's all propaganda, indoctrination from school. If you ever go back and quiz any of your past teachers, they never had no proof for it all. Anything about the globe and space and all that, all they'll show you is pictures and he said, they said, he said.
Is there something? What's different about the flat Earth researchers then?
We're open-minded. We're investigating. We're not closed-minded. We're open-minded, and we get to make our own choices. We research on our own instead of a teacher, saying that no, I want you to repeat after me, because you've got to pass an exam. And you imagine thinking for yourself at school and trying to pass them exams. You're not going to pass them exams if you've got your own thoughts. You've got to repeat and regurgitate what it is that they taught you. That's what indoctrination is. It's almost like up until 16, 18, we were in that cult. We were in the cult of education. and didn't realise it, because most people in the cult don't realise they're in a cult, but we were. We've now left, and now we're open-minded enough and asking our own questions. And although to some of us they seem so ridiculous, but you ask them questions and you'll find yourself, you don't live on a ball. You really don't live on a ball. I don't know what it is that we do live on. It appears to be flat. It appears to be stationary and motionless. It appears to be. What that actually is, I really don't know.
What do you think about the stars?
The stars, we call them luminaries. They were always called luminaries, and then you've got the wandering stars. Like the so-called planets and that. I don't believe that they're quadrillions and trillions of miles away. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's fairy tales to little kids and that, because I don't believe that light can travel that far. And if it did, what about the stars, behind the stars, behind the stars, behind the stars? Wouldn't our night be white? It'd just be a blanket of stars, because I don't know if you've ever heard that, they say there's more stars than grains of sand on the earth. Well, if that's the case and light travels forever, then that sky should be a blanket of whiteness. So no, I don't believe them stars are pretty local. And if you get yourself a high-powered camera, they do a Nikon P900 and a P1000. If you zoom into them stars, you can see them stars twinkling about. And I don't know if you've ever seen the way sound behaves in kind of water. They put frequencies of sound in water and you see it all. It's like plasma, or different colours of plasma, and that's what stars look like when you zoom in. A little bit like there you go. Just show you that. That's what they look like. If you zoom into stars, you can do this yourself. You come and have a look at that. That's your stars.
So,
and they're all different colours and that.
What about the movement? Do you think we're surrounded by some sheet of something?
Well, the stars and that perfectly move around in our sky. They all follow, in a pattern around Polaris. Okay, so if you put that on a time lapse, that's what you'll see.
Yep.
You'll see them stars perfectly going around. And then you've got to ask yourself, if we're moving around at 1,000 miles an hour, spinning around the Earth, and we're travelling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, and then our sun is travelling through the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour, and our galaxy is travelling another 500,000 miles an hour in all manner of different directions, and then our stars are doing the same ridiculous speeds in all manner of all different directions. Why are we seeing the same stars and constellations year after year after year, and they don't change? And they've been like that since our records began, our astronomy began. You've got the stars perfectly aligned above the pyramids of Giza. That's Orion's belt. Perfectly aligned. Still is today. Why? If we're doing them fantastic speeds, why are we seeing the same stars year after year? It makes no sense. We are not being told the truth.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah.
It is interesting, and there's so much more. What I would have here for hours and days and weeks and months, because it took me months.
What's your name, by the way?
Jason Disbury.
Jason.
Yeah, no, check it out for yourself. I'd say there's another website as well, and I normally give out cards, but they haven't all arrived yet. There's a website called festart.co.uk.
F-E-Start?
festart.co.uk. And then download that app, put that app on and check it out a bit further. And it's got some great questions on there, some awesome videos, and just research a little bit more. Don't go talking about it to anyone else yet, because you've not got enough information, and they'll destroy what you've learnt so far. Learn it all first.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
If I read that, I've got something you can read.
Okay. Oh,
I've got.
Look at this. Oh, he's prepared.
There's a Gospel of Mark.
Okay.
Have a look at that.
That's fantastic. Well, that's great, because I'm going to be on the tour for.
Are you down there for a while?
No, I'm going to be on the tour for. For just over 2 weeks. No, not here. This is now going on a European tour to 39 countries.
You
What?
are, or the video?
No, we've got a camper van, a motorhome.
Oh, is that him?
No, that wasn't it. No, that's right. I was a bit. Yeah, I thought, all right. Yeah. No, so we've got this motorhome, and we're doing this tour for 39 countries. I'm doing the UK part of it,
Right.
doing like England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, and that. Go away.
He likes me. He's probably
He
chewing
likes
gum.
you. Yes. So I'm doing that part of it, and then I'm handing it over, and then someone else will do another part of the leg, and someone else will do another part. So a bit of a relay going round, and then hopefully it will come back.
So where are you headed next?
Bridgewater will be for tomorrow.
Bridgewater. Is that Somerset?
Somerset. Yeah.
It is Somerset.
Yeah. But I do. I really appreciate that because I'll read that. I've got 2 weeks now of a little bit of boredom in the camper van. So
got a lot of conversations.
I've just been given a book, and I will read this, and you can all make sure that I do read it. Okay?
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you very much for that.
Not at all. No, remind me of your name again.
Jason.
Jason.
You can find me on YouTube, Jason of the Disbury family.
Of the Disbury family.
Of the Disbury family.
Where does the Disbury family come from?
We are northern based, like Lancashire way, and mostly Liverpool and around there. But I've lived down into Devon, since the 70s.
Okay. Local. More local then.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is the hardest part of doing what we're doing. Is